Support Wrestle Talk!
Give us a subscribe.
It's Money in the Bank 2018 predictions time. I'm Ollie Davis. This is Luke Owen. Welcome to WrestleRamble, where today's predictions, or this month's predictions, is a big one because this jacket, my beloved, sexy jacket, is on the line.
It's a tough time for all of us, really.
You want to see the end of this. And it's not just these Money in the Bank predictions from myself and Luke. It's also the NXT TakeOver Chicago predictions we've done. And to make this just a little bit more spicy, it's a big 5 pay-per-view, which means both of our respective lady partners have also made their predictions.
Absolutely. If anyone's worried, they're not new characters we're introducing to the show. They are just a little extra bit of fun for the prediction show.
But it's no longer fun. This is now canon. These are going to count to the overall scores.
Scary times, because you might lose the jacket, man.
So it's all on the line. We kick off with the pre-show match. The Bludgeon brothers, Harper and Rowan, taking on Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson. This is a tag team title match for SmackDown. I'm just going to kick things off with, I think the Bludgeon brothers are retaining.
As do I.
So there's no way, really, that the Good brothers... It's a really lackluster feud. It feels like it's just been thrown together, and one of the reasons that could be is because all of the tag teams were maybe once meant for a tag team Money in the Bank match.
And it's going to be weird because we've just recorded it, but you'll hear more about that on tomorrow's show. Or you can head over to yesterday's news where I talk about it a little bit there as well.
So my lady partner has gone for the Bludgeon brothers because they look like Vikings.
My wife has also gone for the Bludgeon Brothers because, and you can tell why she's my wife, they've got a good tag team name, so points for that.
Not a good tag team name. Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass. I went first last time.
Now, so I'm going to go perhaps slightly off-piste here. I think it's going to be a Big Cass win. I'll be honest with you, if Big Cass loses here, then he's done. Absolutely done. There's no coming back from this. 2 straight pay-per-view losses and getting knout on TV. He's 100% done if he's lost this. I think that Big Cass has to win here.
And what about your wife?
My wife has gone for Daniel Bryan because he's my guy. With what's that, an emoji with hearts in its eyes?
I'm also going to go with Daniel Bryan. I think they know he's the one they've got to push. I think Big Cass has got so much promo time recently that in WWE's weird warped mindset of how to push people, they're thinking, hey, he can lose. He's looked really strong in those promos. I think
I'm going actually with the prediction I had for Backlash, which is that he is going to cheat to win. So although he is saying that he's tall and therefore he's bound to win, he still has to cheat in order to get the victory. And then I think they're going to have the rubber match at Extreme Rules.
Well, it's been advertised that it's Bryan versus Miz.
But it's also been advertised that it's Bryan versus Cass. Cards subject to change, man.
A 3 pay-per-view program between Bryan and Cass as Bryan's first singles feud from coming out of retirement.
Are you going to pretend that WWE don't... This is like the 12th time we've seen Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles since WrestleMania. Of course they do that.
I'm betting with my head here, not my heart. And my head is telling me it's Bryan. As is, it's telling my girlfriends she's also gone for Daniel Bryan because, and she does most of her research Google imaging. Mm-hmm. And she said, good check shirt selection.
Well, I mean, she's not wrong there. Absolutely not wrong there.
Seth Rollins versus Elias for the Intercontinental Championship. We're working our way up from the bottom. So
she said.
You go first.
Oh, well, I went first last time.
Okay, so Seth... Oh, no. Elias could win. Oh, no, this is the first actual one I've had to think about. And now, usually I just go with my heart, but I don't want to lose the jacket, the literal shirt off my back. Oh, God, this is tough.
It's cool.
Can I have a look what Anna said?
Yeah, if you want to, yeah.
Okay, so my girlfriend said Seth Rollins because he just looks better.
I mean, they look exactly the same, though, don't they? Let's be honest.
Seth Rollins is pretty hot right now, Hansel. That's an impossible body image that she expects from me.
I mean, you're not that far off, though, are you?
Quite a way.
Keeping up the CrossFit.
I'm about 20% body fat and all the carbs away from that Seth Rollins body.
I found out someone else who's massively into CrossFit. Apparently, it was revealed on NXT. Bianca Belair in NXT. She's that's how she's in the great shape she's in. Is due to CrossFit.
She is in terrific shape.
Yes.
Okay.
Come on, man. You got to make
really
a decision.
Tough.
I already know. I know who I'm picking.
I'm going for Elias.
Going for an Elias win.
I think now's the time. He's so over. He hasn't won a belt yet. Seth loses nothing. Elias can cheat. Elias is a really solid mid-card champion. And Seth Rollins, let's be honest, is a step above. And then maybe Rollins can enter the full main event scene off the back of this. But he probably won't. They'll have matches ad infinitum. What about you two?
I was going to say, we're talking about automatic rematch clause. He'll have that for the very start of things. And you said
Tell that to Owens and Balor.
And you says that you says that Seth loses nothing. Does lose the IC belt. I'm going
Just a prop.
I'm going for a Seth Rollins retention, as is my wife, because Elias is, quote, a bit comedy.
Everyone's gone against me there. I'm sticking with it. Bobby Lashley versus Sami Zayn in one of the best told feuds of the year so far, arguably. Who have you got down to win?
I think it's got to be a Bobbles win, right? I can't see anyone else but Bobby Lashley winning. Having said that, my wife disagrees and is saying Sami Zayn because, quote, I like his face.
He's got a kind face.
He has got a kind face, despite being a heel.
But Bobby Lashley, arguably, has more face because it goes all the way up past his non-existent hairline into the back.
And when
finishes in his lower back.
And when you do those really close-up shots of his face where he's like, names of sisters, Kathy, Kelly, whatever their names were, I love you. And it's just all face.
All face. That's his problem. He's too much of a face, isn't it? It's just stumbled upon a meta double meaning there.
But who are you going with?
I'm going to also go for Lashley.
Yeah.
I think this whole feud has been designed to get Bobby over.
Oh, it is working. It's mission not accomplished.
And if it was designed that way, then Lashley should win here. Although, if the feud continues, it makes sense to really make the... I think WWE know how bad this is and how quickly they dropped their initial character plan of the sisters. So I'm hoping that they're trying to wrap this up quickly now and Bobby Lashley win. Anna has said... I'm only saying their names because last time we did this, people got angry. We kept on saying lady partner over and over
Fair
again.
enough.
Oh, God. Right. She's gone for Bobby Lashley because very muscly.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I have. People always say women, they've got such hard images to live up to with all the stuff in the press and Heat magazine.
And whatever a Love Island is.
What about poor Ollie?
Got The Rock to compete with and
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley.
Roman Reigns versus Jinder Mahal. Now here's a corker.
Man, I don't think I've ever been less excited about a pay-per-view match in the history of time.
The correct term is fewer excited.
Okay, whatever. Who in their right mind could be excited for this match?
Vince McMahon. Very much so.
Apart from Vinnie Mac, yeah, you're absolutely
This is
right.
his dream. We all joked about this last year. Jinder's the big, tall, muscly man, foreign heel that they're pushing on SmackDown. Thank God he's not on Raw, otherwise he'll be booked in a main event feud with Roman Reigns. Didn't even take him a month.
But it's weird, though, because he's not a foreign heel anymore. Like, that's not his gimmick. Gimmick's like the winds of change and all that.
Did you see the NXT promos where they have the winds of change on the voice?
Yeah, coincidence, mate. It's absolute coincidence. Someone else sent me that on Twitter this morning. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's a coincidence.
Such a bizarre bit of verbiage. Jinder's not going to invade NXT, or NXT isn't going to be called up in a big Jinder-led faction.
I was going to say Jinder is the leader of NXT. That's how we'll get. That's how we'll get these NXT guys over.
Can you imagine? It is typical. We want something. We're begging for it. WWE goes, hold my beer.
Yeah,
and they just
you
do
want
it
this,
the worst way possible.
This is what you all wanted, right?
I am going for a Jinder victory because I think he's gonna this is gonna be a prolonged feud and it makes sense for Jinder to win.
Oh yeah, this feud must continue. What is your girlfriend saying?
Anna says Roman Reigns on account of those good arm tattoos.
Well, I mean, yeah, he does have some sweet old tats, I guess. I'm also going for Jinder Mahal. I'm going for the modern day Maharaja. And I'm going to go with my original prediction it's going to be the return of what's his face, Samir Singh.
Yeah.
That's the winds of change. I think it's going to be a really a massive disappointment. Like
what a payoff!
Like the winds of change is actually just a fart in a church, and that's actually what we're going to get. My wife, on the other hand, has also gone for Roman. She's written here, not sure if there's any point to either winning though.
Wow.
My wife, who does not watch wrestling, just hears those names like, doesn't sound like that's worth watching.
Yeah. Carmella defending her women's championship against Asuka. This is a tough one to call. What do you think?
I am going for an Asuka win via DQ.
Because
that way the title doesn't change hands. Could be a James Ellsworth return. Apparently, we reported in yesterday's news, you'll be seeing this the day after, in Wednesday's news, that PW Insider has said that James Ellsworth is scheduled to be at Money in the Bank, but he was also booked on a show in China. However, I got told on Twitter this morning, apparently, that he's been pulled from that show now.
Yes, I saw that as well. What about Kate?
My wife has said Carmella. Asuka won a lot recently. Let someone else win for a bit. She obviously missed WrestleMania.
Well, that's I think that's Vince McMahon's booking approach to Asuka as well. That's why they ended the streak.
Yeah.
This is a tough one. So are you saying Asuka wins?
Yes, Asuka will be declared the winner, but Carmella will remain champion.
This is a tough one. Because I don't think... So who could conceivably have a program with Carmella after this? Because the heels aren't that strong, women-wise, on SmackDown. A Carmella-Becky Lynch feud. But yeah, I think Carmella's going to win, but it's going to be dirty.
I bet it will be.
Yeah, so Asuka's not going to win via DQ.
Yeah,
right.
okay.
And Anna says this was her toughest one. She's a big fan of both of these.
She loves Carmella's entrance music.
So, all in capitals, this one is too hard. I want Carmella to win for the music, but I think Asuka will win. But I'm going to go with Fabulous, and that's all in caps with loads of exclamation marks.
So she's
Really
also
digs
saying
that.
fabulous.
Yeah.
Wow, so I'm the only one who's got down Asuka for the win. Interesting.
Nia Jax versus Ronda Rousey, which I think
this one is tough.
is going to be the main event.
You do think this is going to be a main event? Actually, I having slept on that, the question, obviously, or the proposition, perhaps, I think you might be right. I think this might be the main event. Although it's WWE, you'd have thought they'd have promoted that.
Like they did last time when that happened.
Yeah.
Did you want to... Who went first last time?
I did, because I said Asuka.
Okay, well...
I think
another tough one.
I think this one is harder than the Carmella match.
So there are two ways this can go. Nia Jax can turn heel with Stephanie, and Nia wins, or Ronda Rousey wins, and Natalya sets up a thing later on.
No, you mean Nia Jax turns heel again?
No, just Oh, what for the?
Well, yeah.
She is technically heel, I guess. This is really tough.
I think you said she's a heel. I think she's a babyface at the moment.
I'm gonna go with Ronda Rousey winning, but I don't think she'll be champion by the end of the night.
Interesting.
Which is why I think it's going to go on last, because you have the women's Money in the Bank to open the show, and then Natalya runs out and cashes it in.
This is so hard, this one. But what is your partner saying?
Because you sang the song and she's your Twitter internet friend, Nia Jax. So you got both bases covered there. It's kind of nice when, on these close ones, when we fall on opposite sides.
I mean, you've said that now. I almost feel like I should do the same thing.
Hedge the bets.
That's my thinking sound for podcast listeners. Oh, man, this is a real, Winnie the Pooh pondering question. Nia Jax versus Ronda Rousey. It's the Raw Women's Champion. I mean, it's Ronda Rousey's first singles match, but Nia's only just won the belt. Do you want Nia tapped out on Monday night, so do you want her to look even weaker by having her lose the title in, essentially her second title defense? But is it too soon to put the belt on Ronda? It's like a combination of the two. On Ronda. This is... I'm going to say, and I don't want
to rush you for an answer.
You are going to... All right, you took your time with the Carmella one. I'm going to say Ronda Rousey.
Right. And what about your lady partner?
She has said Nia Jax.
Ooh.
She deserves to win. Plus, it's too early for Rousey to start winning everything. It won't make her credible.
Whoa! That is an insightful bit of feedback for someone who
You can tell that
doesn't watch it.
She has this on like in the background when she's doing other things because she likes just hearing us talk about stuff.
Oh, yeah, she listens to our podcast.
She likes the podcast intro and outro. She tends to like stop listening to it after that, but she kind of hears bits and pieces.
See, my lady partner does not consume anything that I
No,
do.
I was going to say we've got a slight slight inside track on my side of things.
AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura, a last man standing match for the WWE Championship. Another difficult one to call.
Now, I got an excellent tweet before we came in to record this. My phone's on airplane mode. I wish I could bring it up. But they posed a really interesting scenario of like, what if Sanity debut here and cost AJ Styles the championship, setting up a faction warfare of Sanity versus the club. So that is feud number one. Or Sanity caused the DQ and the enemy of my enemy is my friends, and AJ and Nakamura have to team up to take on Sanity.
I don't like the ladder because Nakamura's so good as an out-and-out heel at the moment. Down the line, when he's so cool as a heel, he becomes a face. That would be a great way to slowly turn him, but not now because he's doing such good work. But yeah, what do you think?
Oh, yeah, I'm going first. I mean, Nakamura has to win here. 100% Nakamura has to win here because he's lost every single. Like, if he doesn't win here, then there's no point ever putting him in a championship match ever again.
So he wins the title.
Yes,
and
I think he has to win at this point.
And what about Kate?
My wife has said Nakamura because Styles is a flat earther.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I'm gay. I think we should all just say Nakamura then. But what you don't get, man, is like what you never see the curvature of the earth.
Yeah, when I'm in a plane, I can't see. Of course, you can't see the curvature of the earth, you idiots.
It's just the amount of people that would have to be covering this up.
Yeah.
And why would they come? Like, what possible benefit is that? And that's another thing. So yeah, I'm.
Also, we got, just to take you a sidetrack, we got a really interesting, not an interesting email, but a funny email from someone who reckons that you are the either long lost brother, and you'd have to be brother, of Flip Gordon because you look very much alike.
Oh, that's a compliment.
Yeah, and he's also a flat earther.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Shinsuke Nakamura 2, and Anna is saying Shinsuke Nakamura again. Great music,
even though the new one.
Yeah, she doesn't like the new one as much, but she still likes it. And I like his individual style.
Well, that's very true. He does have individual style.
He does really have individual style. And now we get on to our beefcase matches.
Yeah!
The women's Money in the Bank will start with Ember Moon versus Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch, Natalya, Lana, Naomi, and Sasha Banks for the women's beefcase.
Now, Oliver Davis, you get to go first on this one. Who are you thinking? Out of these 8 lasses, who is the one who's going to be walking away with the Money in the Bank beefcase?
It's because if I just sit here and think about it, I'm going to talk myself into a hole. So I'm just going to go with what I've been saying for weeks. It's going to be Natalya, and that ties in with the Ronda Rousey victory at the end of the night, I think. If Ronda Rousey Nia Jax opens the show, I'm screwed. Pretty much. So, yeah, I'm going with Natalya there. And my lady partner is Charlotte Flair. God damn it, why did you choose Charlotte? Because of gymnastic flippy ability, if she is the right one I'm thinking of, second choice Sasha Banks, as she has good hair. It's not real.
It's a weave. She does have good gymnastic flippy ability, really, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Right, now, this is a tough one because logic tells me it has to be Natalya, right? Like that's what logic dictates it has to be Natalya. Also, I think it is going to be someone from Raw because I think they're going to have the beefcases on either brand. So like the women's one will be on one, the men's will be on the other. And I'm leaning more towards a SmackDown man winning their ladder match, which means in theory I should pick a Raw lass for their match. However, I've got a really good feeling about Becky Lynch. What am I talking about? I'm never going to put the belt on. I'm never going to put it on her.
She could fail.
That's true, she could. Fails at winning this as well, I'd imagine. Oh, it just feels like it's such the right thing to do, to put it on Becky Lynch, but I don't think they're going to do it.
When you were locked in the cupboard, PW Insider had a report where the current plan was for the women's winner to be on Raw, the men's winner to be on SmackDown.
Which is what I just
so
said.
But I didn't know if you knew about
you're
that.
right. I know. I think WrestleVotes might have said something along the same lines as well before I got locked away. Blah. Oh, I don't want to say. I'm going to say Natalya. I think it's the one that makes them. But I want it to be Becky Lynch so bad.
It's head over heart.
I know, right? But my lady partner, my wife, has come in with a Raw woman as well. She has said Ember Moon because her look is badass.
Yeah, I mean that. I think it's too early, but I wouldn't hate it.
I really wouldn't hate it either. My video is going up tomorrow where I'll talk about who I would like to win Money in the Bank. I'm very praising of Ember Moon there.
So finally, the men's Money in the Bank briefcase ladder match.
Yes.
Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, The Miz, Rusev, Bobby Roode, Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, and to be announced, one of either Big E, Kofi Kingston, or Xavier Woods.
At the time of this recording,
yes.
They might announce it at E3.
They could have also announced many other matches that we haven't.
They might have actually put the tag team match that we didn't know wasn't on this card, and I didn't know it was on this card until you told me in an episode you guys will see tomorrow.
Yeah, which is Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel versus the Deleter of Worlds.
I could have sworn it was on this pay-per-view.
So, I went first last time. You have that honour for the beefcase.
For the beefcase, I'm going with Samoa Joe. I think Samoa Joe is taking down the thing, and I think he's going to be the badass assassin, and I could definitely see him winning. I'd really like Samoa Joe to win. I'm sticking with Samoa Joe. My wife has gone with Brawny the Strowman because they're booking him strong, right? Look at my wife using the insider terms.
I feel like that should disqualify her. Like that, she now knows too much about wrestling.
You say that.
That's not the point of this.
You say that though. There's no way Braun's winning this match.
That's a good point.
So she knows nothing. Not only that, but she's picked two Raw people to win the Money in the Bank beefcases. She knows nout.
So I think the front runners are Rusev, Miz, and Samoa Joe. Or Big E.
If it's Big E, which we think it is Big E.
So that's only half the people in the match I've whittled it down to. I've been saying, again, it's one I've been saying for weeks. I think, like, in my heart and in my head, I think it's going to be Samoa Joe. So I'm going to... He was pinned on this week's episode, so maybe
has he unhooked the beefcase and held it aloft on TV?
I can't remember. But I'm going Samoa Joe there, and Anna is saying Bobby Roode. Jesus. Bobby Roode, obviously for the music, no more to be said. So I've lost that one. I don't think Bobby Roode's winning it in a million years.
Willing it.
He
is not willing it.
Well, that's all we've got time for. We will be back tomorrow for the Saturday edition.
Magazine show with some crap gimmicks and that.
And then NXT on Sunday for our review of that. And then the day after on Monday for Money in the Bank review, where we'll reveal the winners of all of this stuff and our NXT predictions too.
And then we've got Raw review the day after, and you've got so much content from us, so much of us. You're welcome.
Super served. But for now, click the videos that have just appeared on our laps to catch up with the latest Wrestle Talk videos, and click this little box here which will subscribe you to the podcast version of this show, which has exclusive intros and outros completely for free.
Featuring lots of poetry.
I've been Ollie Davis, this has been Luke Owen, and that was Rambling.